welcome to the Demo Dive, where I live stream myself digging through Steam's demo tag to sort the trash from the treasure. I'm CB, and I am changing my plans for this entire week, because I have this week off, and tomorrow's my birthday. I refuse to be grumpy and sad about getting older just because my age is pushing 50. I will approach birthdays with the same indomitable good cheer and desire for presents with which I greeted my birthdays when I was single digits in age. Hell, it's even better than when I was a kid, because I couldn't book a week off school just because I had a birthday, whereas that kind of shit is what PTO is for. Huzzah! Anyway, I am changing up plans for this week, mostly because I was reminded today that the much-awaited Chapter 5 of Scarlet Hollow is coming out on Friday. I recognize that I left the last Black Tabby game I played for you guys hanging, for which I deeply apologize, but, you know, so many cool demos, life getting in the way, fibromyalgia being a pain in the ass, and every place else. However, Scarlet Hollow's a little different. It was actually my first Black Tabby game, and I did make it to the end of Chapter 4 out of sheer gotta know what happens next, and then hit the wall of Chapter 5 not being available yet. Please do not mistake this for bitching. Black Tabby games consists of exactly 2 people, only one of them doing the drawing, like the artwork for all of it, and you will understand my complete understanding of the time taken to do this thing when you see this game. I mean, also they needed to finish Slay the Princess Pristine Cut for that to be available, to provide them with the capital to do all the work on this and still, you know, eat. So again, just because I was personally disappointed doesn't mean I was sitting there cursing the devs' names, unlike some trolls I could name. But I am not a troll, I am a trash goblin, there's a difference. One thing they did in the course of the last year or so was changing some of the mechanics, so even if I hadn't planned on redoing my playthrough so as not to be jumping in effectively blind after a year-plus hiatus, I'd have to do so anyway since my old save file won't actually work anymore. But, you know, it was quality of life improvements and a whole bunch of stuff like that. All of this to say, instead of attacking the Adorable Adventures demo, or any other demos, or the Hollow versus Robo thing that my sib from another crib threw at my head last night, I will be doing one The Game in Full style run per day, each replaying a chapter of Scarlet Hollow, with the new and shiny Chapter 5 on Friday. So, let's start with Chapter 1 and see if it's as good as I remember. I doubt it would be any worse, somehow. Anyway, sitting comfortably. Good. Then we'll begin. I think the first thing we're going to do is try and turn down some of the... I have no idea what the hell hardcore mode is about. Okay, preferences. Auto forward time. Display. Let's have full screen. Skip toggles on seat sector. So relay music volume. Turn down the music volume a little. Okay, that should about do it. Accessibility. Oh, different kind of accessibility. No, I should be fine with that. So... live in the city of... You know what? Fuck it. This is for my D&D group. You are they, them. Thank you. Confirm. Select 2 traits. Powerful build, tough as nails, the pinnacle of fitness, an imposing presence that commands the room, a mean right hook. Mystical, strange and unusual. You see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. Talk to animals. You can talk to animals. Animals can talk to you. A gift and a curse. Street smart. Good at lying and hard to lie to. Fast talker. You can read people and read the room. No door can hold you. Keen eye. Observant with a knack for picking up small details. Empathetic. Book smart. Well read and rational. Possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it, a talented researcher. Extremely good looking, a natural flirt, people just like you, probably because you're a good person. You know, hi. I don't tend to think I fall into the category of hot particularly. Um, Definitely going for the keen eye. I'm basically stuck between book smart and street smart. This is a thing that I must ponder for a moment. I mean, talk to animals sounds like it could be kind of funky, but at the same time, meh. And honestly, I'm a little bit scared of mystical in this game because, as I recall it, things start getting real fucking weird, and I'm not entirely sure I want to see that. It's a bit like being Dick Halloran in It, Welcome to Derry. Not that he was having a great time in The Shining, mind you, but no, not entirely sure I want to see all the mystic threads of what in the name of ever-loving fuck is going on. So I am going to go with street smart because I am not particularly easy to lie to. And I can read the room, and sometimes that's important. Confirm. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment, you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing this bus with the many others that came before it. But as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops in seedy depots that would have felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. The funeral of Pearland Scarlet, your cousin's mother, and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. Fortunately, the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff, you know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. This guy's an asshole! Street smart, feign an illness. Wait, what? Are you serious? What's wrong with you? Hell yeah, so chaos, my dude. Why are you talking to me? Or remain silent. Yeah, I'm feigning an illness. I'm getting this Yahoo the fuck away from me. You begin to cough and your eyes start to water on command. Pretending to be sick has always been one of the better ways to get people to leave you alone in strange places. Oh, are you sick? That's alright, I'm pretty sure I've already had whatever you got. I'm sick all the time. Fucking hell. Gotta keep my immune system on its toes, you know? So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was going to call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend, and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging, and soon enough, she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out, and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago, she tried to break up with me, like, for real, and geez, you ever get so mad you want to, like, kill somebody? Yeah, okay. Stop trying to get a rise out of me. Yeah, I kind of feel like killing someone right now, actually. No, not really. Oh yeah, all the time. Never followed through with it, of course. Why are you telling me this? You don't know me. I have never felt that way about another person, and I find it alarming that you have. Smile and pretend he didn't just say that. Stop trying to get a rise out of me. Stop it. Huh? Stop what? Whatever it is you think you're doing right now, you know what I'm talking about. This whole corner a stranger on the bus and try and make them uncomfortable act. I'm not playing along. Alright, alright. Maybe I never really wanted to kill her, even if I threatened it a little bit. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. Look, I've been... you have no idea how much Greyhound I traveled when I was in the US that one long time. I think the only reason I didn't get the crazy was because I was the crazy. Do you love her enough to make this worse? Hey driver, how much longer till next stop? Your girlfriend is giving birth right now when you're thinking about ditching her to go have fun in New York? Haha, that's interesting. Smart move, get out while you can, remain silent. Fuck it, do you love her enough to make this work? You were so worked up by the thought of losing her that you threatened to kill her, but now that she's giving birth to a child you created together, you're planning on running off? Even if you love her, think about whether that love is strong enough that you'd be able to handle raising a kid together. Think about how your actions are going to impact his life, and whether removing yourself would be better for him in the long run. Yeah, good stuff to think about. Anyways, where'd you say we're headed? I didn't. Scarlet Hollow, just a small town, you probably haven't heard of it. I didn't. No need to be nasty, I was just asking, not like I'm going to fall you off the bus or anything. So, if you aren't getting off at my stop, then you must be headed to Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though, come to think of it, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see. And there's always a job listing or two on the boards around there. I never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. I haven't heard from them in a while now I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook. See how they're doing up there. I hope they didn't die. He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you. Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you don't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. The stranger rifles through his pack before presenting you with a dripping bag of peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. Tip, sometimes picking a dialogue option establishes new facts about who you are. Nice, I love boiled peanuts. Take the peanuts. No thanks. Screw you and your peanuts. I'm actually allergic to peanuts. No thanks. Even your hand up to say no. I'm not really hungry. There's still a good 45 minutes left in your journey, pal, assuming nothing goes wrong. Best to have them on hand. The young man sets the peanuts, the leaking ass peanuts, great, down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friends. And just like that, you're alone. The stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. Maybe you can finally get some sleep. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk. Though, for a small town like this, you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone a bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you and this place behind. Hey, Jay. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin, Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. Looks like somebody needs a hug. Hey, Tabitha. Give her condolences. Remain silent. Condolences. I'm so sorry for your loss, Tabitha. Yes, great. Thank you. Let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Tip, dialogue options labeled Explorer can usually be taken without advancing the story. They can impact relationships and unlock additional story paths, so choose carefully. And, like I say, this is all the art, all the drawing. That's one person. One person did all of this. I tend to get very impressed when somebody shows that much, oh my god, that is talent, and how hard did you work yourself, you poor thing. Anyway. How are you holding up? I guess we're both members of the Dead Moms Club now, huh? So, the funeral, I can't believe we've never actually met before this. How are you holding up? Excuse me? Fine. You don't have to hide how you're feeling around me. We're family, even if we just met. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. Okay, but if that ever changes, I'm here for you. If you good to hear or say nothing. Are you sure? You seem tense. You know you can talk to me, right? I went through something similar when my own mom passed. She tenses up even more at the mention of your mom before letting out a heavy sigh. Maybe it's a sore spot for her. You quickly apologize. I'm sorry, I know that's probably not what you're looking to hear right now. Look, I appreciate your concern, but I'm fine, really. I can't believe we've never actually met before this. You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess. Look, I don't know what Mom did to piss off this side of the family. Is there bad blood between us? I don't know why Mom left or what kind of grudge she had. Haha, yeah, Dead Moms Club. Oh god, no. I don't know why my mom left or what kind of grudge she had against this side of the family, but I'm sorry. I wish I'd known about you. Whatever, what's done is done. So, the funeral. It's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you. Since I'm here, do you need any help planning? I know this stuff isn't easy. It's actually been fine. Just needed the coffin and somebody to dig a hole. Oh, good lord. Here we go again. We are reporting another tampering bot. Viewership tampering. I verify that information filed is truthful. Block this user. Goodbye, please. Thank you. Yeah, it is. Black Tabby is, as I keep saying, because I am so impressed with them, 2 people. Only one of them doing all the drawing. So, you know, I'm kind of sitting there going, holy shit, talented people who work themselves into quite the frenzy and fit. But yeah, we have Tabitha. I'm not sure we stand Tabitha exactly, but I guess I see where she's coming from. Yeah, half past fucked all the way off with this, probably. I don't want to say the Dead Moms Club thing. I'm not going to say the Dead Moms Club thing. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you. Someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Welcome to our family's humble estate. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you valued your limbs. The floors have been known to give out. If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to use to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's either a fair bit of lying, I thought y'all were loaded. Oh, dear gods, no, I'm not bringing that up. I'm going with the street smart option. It's beautiful. I don't think I've ever been in a building that feels as powerful as this. You're lying through your teeth, but Tabitha doesn't need to know that. In fact, not only does she not need to know that you're lying, but she won't know. Ever. You're a very good liar. It is. The estate was the prized jewel of this region for a long time. It's quite a magnificent piece of architecture, even now. Shall we take our tour? Follow me. You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps. Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly. Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through there, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you. Tip: some explorer options prevent you from taking others. Choose carefully. You said someone actually cleans this place. Have you ever actually seen that happen, or does this person just say they did it and leave? Is there somewhere in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries? Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I wouldn't be going with you. Sweet, thanks. Cool, good talk. I will lie some more! I've always dreamed of having a kitchen like this. It's so much bigger than what I'm used to in the city. Is that a kitchen island? It is. Thank you. Alright, what's next on the tour? Bathroom. Follow me. Great, it's been hours since I've gone. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. I swear, next time around, I am going to go with Speaks with Animals, and I'm going to talk to that grumpy little shit. But for now, I'm not doing that. I will attempt to pet the cat. Before following your cousin down the hall, you decide to pet the cat. She bites you hard and hisses violently. Tabitha sighs. As you've now learned, you should not pet Frou Frou. If she wants to be pet, she'll let you know. Come on, the bathroom awaits. You once again follow Tabitha through a long, dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to have not fallen through the floors. Guest bathroom. Not much to show you. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must, if you must. It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. I'm going to keep fucking lying. Actually, no. First I'm going to lift the toilet seat. Bugs skitter from the bowl as you lift the seat. I will use the facilities. A toilet is a toilet. Sure, it could be cleaner, but your business needs doing, and this is as good a place as any. You do what you must and rejoin your cousin out in the hall. Next up, guest bedroom, last stop on the tour. Follow me. You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful. The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty. What's with all the boxes? Old family stuff. Do you need help moving them? Tabitha eyes you up and down for a moment. No. Who used to sleep here, etc. Actually, who did used to sleep here? When? This house is almost 150 years old. Many, many people have slept here. And now you'll sleep here, carrying on the fine tradition of bedrooms being slept in. I'll stick with the lying. This is incredible. How do you know how much I love cherubs? That chest is to die for. I'm surprised to see that you have such discerning taste. Every last piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique handed down through the family for generations. I think I like this option. While I'm lying through my teeth, she does actually seem to be appreciating my bullshit. I guess I'll stay settled. I guess I'll start to get settled. Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me. Tips, some dialogue options will open additional conversation paths, some right away and others down the line. I will explore with keen eye. You know, we don't have to inherit our parents' bad blood. We can start fresh, now that it's just us. Okay, I'm sorry I've been testy since you've gotten here. You've been fine. I'm just under a lot of pressure right now. Please, just stay out of my hair until later, okay? I have work to do. I won't keep you, but we should hang out when you get back. We'll see. There's a lot that needs to get done this week. Your cousin leaves through the front door. And now it's just you. You and this sprawling, decrepit estate. I will settle into the room. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Spare clothes in the dresser. Ah! Hello! I remember you! You drag your suitcase over to the dresser and open the bottom drawer. An opossum lurks within. It is quiet, but angry. Oh, pardon me. You gently close the drawer, leaving the marsupial in peace. This drawer belongs to the opossum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as any you'll find to put your clothes. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Check the closet. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. Pick up the doll. Of course, you're sharing a room with a creepy doll. You pick it up to examine it more closely. Its foot reads property of Alexandra. No need to carry this around with you. You close the closet behind you. Look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you owned this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Yeah, you'd definitely do that, just not right now. Examine the painting on the wall. This must be an older relative of yours, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. Let's attempt a nap. You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. The sheets might be fresh, but everything beneath them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places, and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. That is enough. It doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Let's head into town. Now that you're settled in, there's not much left for you to do other than head out and explore the town. You do just that. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. Continue down the path. It's really pretty out here. Continue down the path. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sidewalks are cracked and many of the storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age. A chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Puppy! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. A pug. She's so cute. I love them. Thanks. She is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out and she's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, that's pretty good. She's 17? That's gotta be really old for a dog, right? Sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? But where are my manners talking to you this long without introducing myself? I'm Stella. It's not often I see a strange face up in the holler. Every now and again there's a new crop of cool folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. Ah, yes, I remember. I was romancing her on my first playthrough. I will probably do that again, because I really like Stella. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? I will introduce myself. Hi, I'm Jay. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I can think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her all alone up in that big house. I'm sorry, did you... well, let's stick with she's putting on a front. I don't think she's doing too well. She's been icy, sure, but it feels like she's putting it on as a front. She's always been a little rough around the edges, to be honest. And it's always been hard to tell if that's just the way she is, or if she's just been putting on an act her whole life. To think she's been up in that old mansion all by herself. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying there, even if she doesn't think so herself. How long have you known her? Oh, quite a long time. The town's really small, so everybody's known everybody else as far back as they can remember. Tabby and I got a little close when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. Sure, why not? Awesome, let's go. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Oh dear. Either I can slide into the booth, silently stare at the patrons, say, "What are you looking at?" I'll just introduce me. "Hey everyone, I'm Jay, just in town for the funeral." Before anyone can respond, you and Stella casually slide into a booth, pretending the whole town didn't just gawk at you like a sideshow attraction. Looks like your entrance was a little more dramatic than you were expecting, huh? Folks around here don't meet many strangers as is, and with who you're related to, well, let's just say you'll be the talk of the town for a while. As you settle into the booth, you can't help but pick up some of the murmurs of conversation around you. See, this is the kind of reason I picked Keen Mind. Well, Keen Eye, rather, but I've got D&D on the brain, pardon me. Listen in, why not? Stella turns to Gretchen while you take a quick look around the diner. At the counter, 2 policemen and a woman you assume to be the owner shoot sidelong glances in your direction while whispering to each other. Vivian's kid. Never thought we'd actually meet them. Looks so much like her. Oh yes, those eyes are unmistakable. That haunted look. I always thought it'd go away once she finally got out of this town. But I guess unhappiness was baked into her DNA. Mm-hmm. A young mother and her syrup-stained child sit at the table across from you. Mommy, who's that? Don't stare, Tulip. That's Miss Tabitha's cousin. Oh, so that's why they look so sad. I would look sad too if I had to have Miss Tabitha as a cousin. Do you think Tabitha's cousin is mean too? Oh my god. No, I've actually only played it the one... Oh, sorry. That's for Indie Agent. I don't know. I'll find out next time I go visit Miss Tabitha. Are you going to finish your pancakes? They're almost cold, Sweet Pea, and we've got to get home to help Daddy. In the far back corner, a man sits alone at a small table, sipping coffee and reading a paper. Why are the strangers who wander into town never gorgeous blonde ladies of an appropriate age? Why is it always coal boys, punks, and whippersnappers? I'm a whippersnapper now? Lastly, a group of coal miners sit hunched around the corner booth, readily scarfing down heaping plates of food. So that's the boss's cousin. There's that funeral this week, if I'm remembering right. For old Miss Pearl Ann? May she rot in peace. Oh, let the lady rest, Sax. One shouldn't speak ill of the dead, no matter how foul they were, especially before they've been so much as lain to rest. If you'd been around in her heyday, you'd be speaking ill too, Rodriguez. He's right. Nastiest woman I've ever met. That Tabitha's a blessing compared to her. Curse the whole lot of them. May every Scarlet burn in hell. Well, that's nice. That's enough of that. Hey, Stella. I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They quietly place a cup of coffee in front of Stella. And here's some bacon for the little lady. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Skip, you can hit the H button on your keyboard to hide the text box at any time. No, I'm good. I can, well... Does that mean I can show it with H2? Let's test that. Yes. Behold! Gretchen versus Bacon! Fight! Ah, yes, there we go. Anything for you? Name's Avery. I'll be taking care of you today. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring your coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. I'm glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And there's a weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral, too, so it'll be a special occasion. Is the potluck like a church thing? Would it be weird for me to come if I'm not a member? No, the Sunday thing is coincidental. It's actually hosted by the library. Not too many people go to church around here, if I'm being honest. I get that. I'm not of the church-going persuasion myself. Same for me. Whatever feeling some folks get in church, I think that must be the feeling I get when I look up at the sky on a night hike. That feeling of peace and wholeness. But that's not to say we're a town of heathens or anything like that. There are plenty of God-fearing folks around. They just aren't fans of the church. Well, the building's okay, but the pastor is another story. There's just something a little off about the guy. A little creepy. You'll get what I mean if you ever meet him. And unfortunately, you probably will. Anyway, those are all the big events I can think of. As for the day-to-day, any idea how you want to kill time for the rest of the week? Do you have something in mind? Something's telling me that this is a loaded question. Because everything else is a little bit rude. Well, yeah, not enough for a full schedule, but I'm not going to go into Tabitha's stuff. Stella knows about Tabitha's stuff. Do you have something in mind? Something's telling me this is a loaded question. Was I being that obvious? My job means I spend a lot of time in the woods with a camera, and it's always better when someone else is there to... Before Stella can finish, Avery returns, biscuit in tow. Here's your biscuit. Winnie says it's on the house. She sends her condolences. Thanks, Avery. It looks great. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Whoa, this is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, as Stella mentioned, she's famous? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. You're the only person I know who's been on the news. If that's not famous, then I don't know what is. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. And what kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. Of course she hunts cryptids out in, like, coal mining territory. Of course she does. You should really check out her channel, Jay. It's amazing. I think the best video to start with would be that river one. You know, the controversial one. Oh, yeah. The Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of the footage at the time, but it really wound up doing numbers. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in a river. Despite the shaky camera footage, you can clearly make out the shape of the creature's head and its relative body proportions. You're pretty sure it's a cat, and a big one at that. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog, or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. I don't believe in cryptids. Whatever it is, you should leave it alone. It looks like a big cat. See, it's got those little kitty ears. It's got those little kitty cat ears right there. Maybe it's a mountain lion. No, no way. It is absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found jack squat. And there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body is too long. No way. Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. There's always people keeping those things as exotic pets. Capybaras? Jeez. Kind of a sewer gator type situation. Yeah, exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come. So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along? It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm going to go after the... Wait, no spoilers. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends anyway. See y'all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Interesting, interesting. Tell me more. Well, it's kind of like Bigfoot, only smellier. Most skunk ape sightings are from Florida, but while I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? Absolutely. I'd love to come along. That's great. It's been a while since I've had anyone besides Gretchen out there with me. This is going to be a lot of fun. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it'll kind of be like a blast from the past. I miss those two. Our videos were terrible. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us. Get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his cave if he's up for it. Spoiler alert, that's going to be a problem. Do you mind if I make a quick call? Stella pulls out her phone and dials it, waiting while it rings. Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Aw, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or...? Okay, if you're really sure, but if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. They're Tabitha's cousin? I know. Yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring them. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Did he ask you to bring me to his house? Why? He's excited to meet you, of course. I think he'll find most folks in town are. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, 10 years or so? But I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about, really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome. I'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika is much easier to track down, since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a skunk ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up the mountain before it's too dark. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. I will leave a tip. You reach into your pockets and pull out a single crumpled dollar bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of peanut butter and jelly, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. Monkeys and apes are different things. Maybe just because there's not a tail? It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel... Yeah, I mean, seriously, if I was actually mobile properly, I would probably feel quite energized by this, because it's a whole new situation. Whole new situations are kind of awesome. You feel alive. The fall breeze passing through the leaves, the orange hue of the setting sun painting the horizon, the promise of excitement ahead. It's been a while since you felt this in the moment, this present. The world around you feels almost magical. or a mythical creature to actually manifest in front of you, it would perfectly fit in this world. Also, be careful what you wish for, but that's just me talking. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. What's the weirdest thing you've seen out here, other than cryptids? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there's always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. Deer are herbivores. What the fuck? But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Oh, Tetanus Lake! That's definitely the weirdest. It's a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it, so you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed, but you could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Oh, Gretchen is snurfing at things from the looks of things. Deer are terrifying in which case. And people think moose are scary? Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It's all stuff from the 50s too, which is super neat. I salvage a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. Does anything bad ever happen on one of these hikes? You know, just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But it was fine. We had some folks in town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a week or two to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wriggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hidey hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, burst into tears. Lassie, she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain. So it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was that time I accidentally stumbled onto Old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. But that happens to everybody sooner or later. I'd barely count it. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe here? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well. And these trails are a ways off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And the wildlife isn't anything to be afraid of either. Worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare for something, but we're as prepared as can be. I even carry bear mace. And yeah, I mean, I know that, but still, I didn't know about the we'd hear him first, because when you get that kind of property protection behavior, sometimes it's if it moves, shoot it. So, yeah, that actually shouldn't be too long, Ethan. I'm talking about that a bit more when I'm done with Chapter 1, but Chapter 5's coming out on Friday, which is why I'm doing Chapters 1, 2, 3, and 4 Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and catching up with the brand new on Friday. But apparently they're going to be letting out Chapters 6 and 7 all in one big clump, and it's not even... that clump of 2 isn't even going to be as big as Chapter 5 was. So it shouldn't be another year and a half. Anyway. Bear mace. But yeah, here we are. Woman and other choosing the bear. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? Anyway, all this to say, we're good. Don't worry. Do you ever hunt things that aren't cryptids? You know, like ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings, hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there. But if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kind of lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there actually were people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the great beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all of that's just bunk, am I right? What about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. Yeah, heck yeah, aliens are real. Why not? Haha, nice, I knew we had a connection. I know somebody who knows somebody who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville. His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely, even though he had a full tank of gas. And suddenly it looked like daylight outside. He could see cows out in the fields, birds in the sky. Then this metallic, like, egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. He passed out, and when he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like it had never even been there. It was just smooth skin where a pinky should be. I know it's a second-hand source, but there's plenty more like it, and if they are true... Yeah, makes sense to me. I'm convinced. Why not? I'll play along. Yeah, but it's harmless, oh dear. It's no weirder than me in general. I'm sorry. I just don't... I mean, I'd probably go hunting for cryptids if I wasn't, you know, disabled. Anyway, for sure. And even if this one's hogwash, there's a lot of evidence out there. Did you hear that? Oh, calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girlie, just old Duke. Now what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. Now both of y'all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter and won't be too appreciative if a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know I learned from the best. That you did. But I have yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it. The way you tromp around these woods at night yelling about chunk-a-bungos or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week and can't afford to lose many more than that. Huh. I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's... I do, actually. It's those damn mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. Couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s. And even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTubes saying some river monster spotted by a couple school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your video. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's plausible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of those woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. I will lie. Okay, we'll go home. What? Good. I'm glad you got some sense. Stella needs somebody like that around. But I've got to film tonight. The video needs to be out by tomorrow evening so I can keep on schedule. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. No, Stella, we should leave. We should leave, and we shouldn't come back. You turn and wink at Stella as subtly as you can. She immediately picks up what you're putting down. All right, Duke, maybe you got a point. Come on, Jay, let's go back to town. Maybe my viewers won't be too angry with me. Glad to hear you're finally seeing some sense, Stella. You two run along now and stay safe. Well played, Jay. Really threw him off the trail by pretending we're going back to town. Now come on, I know we can loop around without him noticing. I will follow Stella. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? Yeah, I'm pretty sure this was not the decision I made the first time, but it's been so long. Anyway, alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Jay, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this gorgeous scenery. It's breathtaking, and the air is so clean and fresh. I feel like I'm breathing for the first time. It is. I'm glad you came out here. Gretchen has no appreciation for beautiful mountain vistas, and it gets old saying wow into the empty expanse every time I come out here. It's nice to have somebody to say wow with. Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. What was that? No need to panic. This is a sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of the herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. And then it's gone. Geez, Gretchen, calm down. You're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato. And they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something wrong with that deer. Did you see its face? Now that you mention it, there was something a little off. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger. Poor thing. There's not much we can do about it. Why do you bring Gretchen out here with you? She doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty, even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? Well, that got my heart rate up. I'm ready for the hunt. Same for me. How's about we take a quick snack break to fuel up, then we get right into the night's activities. As you settle down to rest, Stella opens a bag of assorted snacks. I will go for apricots. I like the apricots. Grab a handful of dried apricots. You know, I dried these myself. Janie gave me a bunch of apricots, and I have no idea what I'm supposed to do with apricots. And they were starting to go bad, so I panicked and threw them in the oven. And now she keeps giving me more. Please take as many as you can eat. I've had so many that I can't even taste them. Thankfully, no leaky peanuts. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife wash over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Egref. And yes, for those of you who know anything about my D&D, I decided that, yeah, for the purposes of this, I came from Egref. Do you have a house? An apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Jay. Why do you want to know? Why wouldn't I want to know? I've lived in this town my whole life. I'll stick with, I guess dingy studio apartment is closer to my situation than any of the others. I live alone in a dingy studio apartment. And it's a mixed bag. At first it was kind of nice to finally have a space that was just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone and no one can come let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter, it smells like cigarettes for some reason, and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room? When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion is a step up or a step down for you. Maybe just a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's got to be something better out there for you. I've had enough bad roommates for a lifetime, and this is cheap. I know it's possible to have a good roommate. I know people who are great friends with theirs, but it's never worked out like that for me. The loneliness is at least better than that. Yeah, that's fair. I've never really had roommates, so I have no idea what it's like sharing a place as an adult. I can see that being tough. So, what do you do for a living? Programmatic ads for nobody's ever heard of. I sell arts and crafts at Etsy. First year associate. Student, teacher, service industry, rather not say. You know, given what I'm doing right now, I'm actually a streamer. Oh, no way! A fellow content creator! I guess we got a lot in common, Jay. What are the odds? What sort of streams do you do? I play video games. I mostly stream video games. That's cool. Have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? I wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. A crisp breeze passes over you. You can't help but shake the feeling that you're being watched. You scan the tree line and something catches your attention. For the shortest moment in time, your eyes meet with the eyes of someone or something else. And behold, because they were boiled. So they still had water or something. I would assume that they absorb a lot of water. Anyway, yes. Keen Eye and Street Smart have apparently been good to me this chapter. And then they're gone. I think we're being watched. Might be Skunk Ape. Do your best to pretend it isn't watching us. We don't want to scare it off. What about you? What's your story? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job, because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. I'm sorry about your parents, Stella. That's all right. I've done my mourning. What were they like? Did you get along? They were amazing. Two of the nicest people you'd ever meet. Interesting, too. My dad was a bit of a regional legend among hunters and trappers. He was always out in the woods on the trail of something, and we certainly had some interesting dinners because of him. He had to learn how to fend for himself, since his family didn't have much growing up. He always made sure I had food, and that I knew how to get it if I ever found myself too far from a grocery store. I could make us a pretty good salad with just what's in this clearing if I had to, though it wouldn't exactly taste great. My mom was the local vet, the lady all the farms in the county knew to call if their animals were in need of something. Even the smallest mouse would get the proper care in her hands. I'm sure she's most of the reason Gretchen here is one of the oldest dogs I've ever met. So yeah, those were my parents. My mom died pretty recently, so I get it. It's alright if you ever need to talk about things. Aw, thanks, Jay. That's really sweet of you. How are you holding up? I'm okay, hanging in there. It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And it's not all bad. She doesn't have to be in pain anymore, that's a relief. The hospital bills are another story, though. I can't even imagine how bad that must be. It's just salt in the wound at that point. Americans. It's showtime! Everything else went quiet. I could hear all sorts of wildlife just a second ago, and now it's quiet. You're right, and whatever made that sound is close. Here, watch Gretchen for a moment while I check this out. You and Stella inch toward the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall? Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. Looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Right behind you. I'm not abandoning her now. You follow Stella as she sprints into the unknown, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oof. Ow! Are you okay? I'm not that mean. I can never really be mean in video games. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. I just tripped on something weird. Oh no! That poor thing! It must have been one of Duke's. Oh, Jesus, it's still alive! I guess we have to roll the camera. It seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I hope I don't get demonetized for this one. Wait, do you hear that? Stella, I swear to God, didn't I tell you to go on home? Birdie? Birdie! Oh no, what's happened to you, sweetheart? Duke, we just found her like this. I think there's something seriously wrong with her. Jesus H. Christ. I'll examine the chicken. You stoop down to look at the chicken. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Explore the head. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Examine the wing. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of the chicken's concerns. Whatever got hold of her busted her wing up, too, little bastard. Yeah, what a bastard. Examine the growth. Good God. First you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. She could still get better. Maybe she just needs that thing to pop and she'll be right as rain in a couple days. Happened to me once, and there's not so much as a scar these days. I don't know, it kind of looks like there's something in there. Yeah, you can actually see the shape. Yeah, that's an egg. Looking more closely at the growth, you think you can see something squirming inside. Having investigated to your heart's content, you step back and give the bird space. Do you think she'd become an egg? Like one of those things is gonna pop out of her? No, I refuse to entertain that notion. She ain't some kind of incubator. She just needs that thing drained, maybe some antibiotics, that's all. There's something really wrong with all of the animals we've seen tonight. No goddamn shit, it's like some kind of plague. Better not be contagious. Duke, we saw the thing that got a hold of her. Got it on camera, too. I don't know what it is yet. A gnome or something? You know there ain't no such thing. Yeah, Duke, I don't think it's a mountain lion that's been getting at your chickens. Yeah, no shit. In all my years, I have never seen anything like this. As you, Duke, and Stella take stock of the situation, a sound begins to wrap around you. Gently at first, barely a whisper. But then a guttural moan, and then another, and another, until suddenly you find yourself surrounded by a chorus of groaning misery. What the hell is going on? The voices? Oh, I have no idea. She starts filming again. Come on, Birdie, let's get you home. As Duke scoops up the injured Birdie, the voices in the trees intensify. It's like you're all suddenly surrounded, the strange sounds coming closer, growing bolder. What in the hell is that? That is a grub with an infant's face! Yay! You feel a tightening in the leash, pulling at you from behind. Don't you step another foot closer or I'll shoot. Don't think I won't. Okay, it's got limbs! The man hesitates and the thing steps forward, fixing what seems to be its eyes on Birdie, tucked under Duke's arm. The leash is drawn fully taut, and then there is a sudden looseness. Gretchen starts making ungodly noises, screaming and howling along with the din around you. You and Stella turn just in time to see another of the creatures slithering out from the bush. Gretchen's whines and barks reach a fevered pitch as another creature's malformed hands grab Spatter. Oh my god! What's going on? What's going on over there? As Duke glances back, everything seems to happen at once. A patter of unnatural feet, and then chaos. Duke grapples with the thing as it grabs at his shotgun, pushing the barrel out of the way as it grasps for Birdie with oddly jointed limbs, while Stella stares in shocked silence, as if paused, watching as the other creature attempts to wrestle Gretchen into the darkness, her desperate cries going unheeded. Shit! Shit! Get your grubby little hands off my bird! I will get the thing away from Gretchen. I don't really want to go near somebody waving around a shotgun. You dive for Gretchen, attempting to snatch her away from the thing's misshapen hands. You manage to grab her, but the creature isn't deterred. It rears back on its hind legs, its mouth opening, whispered tones sliding out alongside something sharp and unnatural. But then there is the deafening blast of Duke's shotgun, and suddenly it is gone. Duke? Oh my god, what do we do? Okay, first things first, I grab Gretchen. There, step 1 is done. Gretchen is safe. Okay, step 2. What's step 2? Well, I'm not saying any of that, because that's shitty. I'm not going for revenge. Now, here's where I debate street smart or just take some breaths. I don't know if I'll have the chance again if I get her to collect herself. Deep breath, collect ourselves. Hey, it's okay. Let's take some deep breaths and collect ourselves. What do you mean? I'm totally acting calm and rational. Now, step 2 is that we chase after those things to get as much footage as we can. It's the only way anyone will believe us about what happened. We owe it to Duke. Are you sure this is a good idea, Stella? Nope, but we're already in this deep. What's the harm in digging a little deeper? Then maybe we shouldn't do this? A man's dead. Yeah, you're right. Let's head back and call the police. My phone should get reception once we're back at the main road. As you and Stella quickly make your way back through the woods, the unearthly whispers of creatures unknown once again surround you. Keep moving! You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. We're almost there! You and Stella reach the main road, and the whispers fade back into the sounds of nature. It sounds like they've stopped following us. I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. I will text her that I am okay. You text Tabitha back and let her know you're okay. Your message sits unread. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello, Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up the mountain on the Esgina Trail. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's gonna tell Bo? I guess now we wait. That's the thing. I don't even know, because we don't get that far by the end of Chapter 4, put it that way. It takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses despite it being the middle of the night. See? Right there. A thing jumps out of the wood, then the shotgun goes off. What in Sam Hill? What is that? Some kind of Pillsbury doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac. No, there was more than one. They chased us through the woods. Whatever they aren't human. And then they killed Duke. Uh-huh. Now we're going to have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence. But okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. As Stella fiddles with the camera, you notice her pop out the memory card and slide it up her sleeve. Here you go, Deputy Franklin. We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I... Please, call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you and... Who are you, exactly? That's Jay. They came into town today for the funeral. Oh, right, sure. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own. Wasn't it... Never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else. Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke's going anywhere at this point. Jesus Christ, do you have, like, any respect for the dead? We'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at this moment. Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights. Fucking hell! There's a dead man and they won't call this guy back in from bowling? We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home. Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left will be fine. I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist, for your own safety. Stella sighs. Okay, thank you. You can fry it up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits. Sure, Earl, you can hold Gretchen on the way back to town. The cops usher you and Stella into the back of their squad car. You are just the cutest little thing, Miss Gretchen. Yes, you are. Sheriff Hugby pats Gretchen on the head affectionately, but she remains wholly focused on Stella, a worried look stretched across her little pug face as Hugby scratches her behind her ears. Street Sergeant keen eye, Stella is unusually quiet as the car makes its way down the pitch-black mountain road. She went rigid the second she sat down, muscles stiff and unmoving as she stares out the window, jaw clenched. Now, see, this is not the decision I made the last time. I believe I did not have us call the police, but we do find out later exactly why she's having this reaction, just as an FYI. Hey, Stella, you good? She doesn't respond. I'll place a comforting hand on her shoulder. You reach out and rest your palm gently on her shoulder. She jumps slightly at your touch, but you can feel some of her tension ease and hear her let out a self-soothing sigh. And just remain silent. You sit quietly, watching the trees pass by in the light of the headlights. Every now and then you think you see a pale, anguished face staring out at you before it slips back into the darkness. Soon the rumble of gravel beneath the tires gives way to uneven pavement, and the car comes to a stop in front of a small cottage. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was. Jay. Sure, you're in town for the funeral? Good. Don't you go leaving before then. Imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on them for us. Make sure they don't get in any more trouble. Oh, fuck. Y'all have a good night now. Bye-bye, Gretchy, and y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. Yes, it's just I know what the trauma is. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit. I hope you don't mind me asking, but why on earth did you want to walk home? That's a fair question. I've just had some bad experience with cars. I don't know how to drive them, and I don't like getting into them unless it's literally a question of life or death. Which I guess tonight was. Sorry if I weirded you out. God, what a night. How are you holding up? How am I holding up? I mean, not great, but I'm more worried about you. I can't believe they just implied that you're a suspect, even after we showed them all of that footage. But it's okay. I'm not going to let anything bad happen to you. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to that point either, because we're going to do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about those things. If we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. Library doesn't open for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have, and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information. My friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later. Yeah, let's do it. I'm not really all that keen on facing Tabitha right now anyway. Awesome, let's go. I hope she's still awake. Stella knocks on the door. Out of the corner of your eye, you spot a shadowy figure staring at you from across the road. You didn't hear it approach, and its shirt appears to be stained with blood. Well, silently gets Stella's attention. You tap Stella's shoulder and subtly direct her gaze to the shadows. Jay. Jesus! Welcome home. Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway. Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight. You look back and the figure is already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. Hi, Wayne. You're terrifying. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who's this? Hi, Mrs. Forsyth. This is Jay. Is it okay if we come in? Of course, of course. You're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Jay. I was so sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler. And now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town. Who was that outside? Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him. You knew my mom? Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. If you come by sometime, I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth. How did you know that she died? Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart. I am not going to be that rude. We need your help. Ah, yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? Go on. Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh, my lord, have you contacted the police? Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously. They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. Here, I can show you. Stella pulls out the memory card she'd swiped from her camera and pops it into her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this, at least not before we had a chance to make a copy. Smooth. The cops wouldn't know what to do with that footage anyway. Imagine if they accidentally erased it. Exactly. I'll give it to them if they ask again, but for now, we can examine the footage for ourselves. Where was this? Up the mountain, to the northwest. Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You better come with, Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Kanika's door is covered with stickers, their edges frayed from recent but failed attempts to remove them. This is a childhood room someone was unhappy to return to. Kanika, come on out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen, who's a good potato? And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? Hi, I'm Jay. I could be rude, but I'm not going to be. Fuck it. I'm a secretary, technically. I can deal with rude, and if I'm a streamer in this setting, I can deal with trolls, so fuck that. Tabitha's cousin. Oh, great. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika. Okay. My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika. This is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? Silence washes over the room as the video plays. Stella, what the hell is this? I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Jay and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? I'm fine. Really, I'm okay. I'll stay silent. Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight. But for now, we have something far more serious to discuss. I agree, those things are still out there, and as long as they are, more people are in danger. So very true, but not for the reasons you think. My grandmother used to talk about pale creatures called ditchlings. She always said they were a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering to come. Mom, come on, whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Jay with this talipo crap. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. She always said they never hurt people, despite that grisly scene in the woods. But Duke is dead! Then if these are ditchlings, his death was an accident. Or my grandmother was wrong, and she was very rarely wrong. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. Jesus, Mom, haven't they already been through enough? It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful. I don't know if it is. Okay, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to these animals. You saw the chicken in our video. What was that growth? I saw something squirming around in that chicken. I wonder if we were seeing some sort of parasitic larval stage, like they're really big doughy wasps or something. Honestly, that would be worse than them being supernatural. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should let Jay get some rest. I ran them ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I can stay up. This is important. Okay, maybe it's that I am eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings. Is that what you called them? That's right. You go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the online. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Jay. It's excellent iced or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Be careful out there. Both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door behind her. Alrighty, let's call it a night. Mind walking me home? And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. I could head back because Tabitha conniption, but I don't want to be alone, and I don't think she does either. Thanks for the offer. I'm terrified of being alone tonight. Yeah, no kidding. I can't say I was looking forward to it myself. It doesn't take long for Stella to fix up the guest room for you. While it's certainly smaller than its counterpart at the estate, it's far better cared for. Make yourself at home. You didn't have to do all this, right? You don't have to worry about that. I'm glad the guest room is finally getting some use. What do you make of all this? Gosh, I don't even know where to begin. Those creatures are out there, and Duke is dead. I know that some of the things Sybil said were a little wild, but if she is right and they are an omen, maybe we can change things and stop whatever brought them here before it happens. It couldn't hurt to poke around town. I have the time. Agreed. Who was that guy outside of Sybil's? People usually don't get the jump on me like that. Wayne? Haven't really gotten to know the guy. I think he works in the mine. Might be worth looking into him. I should probably try calling Tabitha. Right, she'd probably like to know you're not dead. Get some rest, Jay. I'll see you in the morning. You pull out your phone and call your cousin. It rings for a moment before she picks up. Where the hell have you been? I texted you back as soon as I had reception. Did you? I didn't notice. Do you know anyone named Wayne? You feel a slight but palpable hesitation before Tabitha answers. I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. You hesitated before answering me about Wayne. It's late, Jay, and you never came home. I'm sorry that your random questions and accusations caught me off guard. Now, are you going to tell me where you've been or not? Fuck it. Hi, Tabby. Ah, so you met Stella, then. Ugh, that explains everything. I'm going to bed. I'll collect you tomorrow. From the comfort of Stella's guest bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else. Though you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments, for now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a relaxing week in the mountains with a new friend. It's a nice thought, but deep down, you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. From behind closed doors, you can faintly hear the sounds of quiet sobs. And we get our framing montage at the end, which is cool. The woman who does the art for this is talented as shit, I am just saying. Yeah, poor Reese. Llamas. That is the end of episode 1. Episode 2 awaits. So yeah, this is going to be the rest of my week, which is cool, really. Thankfully, I don't have to worry about how late it is because I don't have anything. Well, to be fair, I have like a hairdresser appointment, but that's like 3 in the afternoon. I should be fine. So yeah, there will eventually be 7 chapters of this sort of glorious spooky. For those who are hesitating on buying this game, like, say, Ethan was waiting for the drop of the last 2 chapters, it's probably not that necessary since a few quality of life changes dropping soon after Chapter 5 will demand another replay anyway. And there's lots of replay value even without the end. But those who still want to wait, take heart. There won't be nearly that level of delay between Chapter 5 and the end, because Slay the Princess, the Pristine Cut is done, and apparently the last 2 chapters are getting dropped in one big clump, so you won't have to wait that much longer to pick it up. For those who want a written and digression-free review, the write-up will be on my Ko-fi page. Never a paywall, I do it for the love of the games, and I'm just happy if you send other viewers my way if you like what I do. The VOD will be going up on YouTube. Most of my stuff is there now, so if you missed anything, there was a problem with the time zone alignment, I live in GMT, it's a thing, or something went weird with the stream, you know where I live at that particular point. This was probably not one of my most epic flails, but it probably certainly had some moments, because it's been a while, and while I know I made different decisions, it still hits. It still hits. It's the kind of horror that still hits, even with repetition. So yeah, I'll be picking up on my actual birthday tomorrow with Chapter 2. And I'm keen to celebrate with spookiness, flail, and good company. So I hope to see you there. Until then, or until next, have a good one.